Hi there, I have a couple of quick announcements before I go over today's lesson. First of all, remember if you need any help at all, you can come by office hours on Tuesday and Thursday at noon. That's over Zoom. The second thing is on Monday, we're going to be continuing the comprehensive sex education course that we started back in March before we left school, okay? Your parents will hear about that in the Sunday call from Mr. Fleischman. I also wanted to show you some information I got from the survey that you all took yesterday. I did ask what kind of a day you were having, and I thought it was really good to see that most people are having either a good or an okay day, and only a handful of people are having a bad day. But regardless of how you're feeling, just remember that other people are feeling the same way, and you're definitely not alone. I also asked how much time you spend each day on school. That's something I've been really curious about, just how much time it takes you to finish all your work. And I was really happy to see that about half of the class, half of all my students are spending 2 to 3 hours on school each day, which is the goal. What you're supposed to be doing is 2 to 3 hours of work. All right, today's lesson has two objectives. First of all, students will be able to make observations about hailstones and analyze data from hailstorm events. To start out with, look at these images of hail. So they all look a little bit different. Hail comes in a lot of different shapes and sizes and forms. You're going to start out by writing down some things that you notice about hailstones. So what do you see here? What do you notice? Second, you're going to write down what you wonder. Now these are questions that you can ask that you don't necessarily know the answers to. All right? What do you wonder about hailstones? And you'll put that answer right there. Moving down to data analysis, you're going to be looking at a couple of maps. The first one looks like this. We're in the United States, you can see, and we're looking at the number of severe hail days per year from 2003 to 2012. Okay, so the darker green means that there have been more days of severe hail in that area. So the questions ask what kind of a map is that, or what is this a map of? And what does the title of the map tell us about what it shows? So think about the title, think about what it's showing to answer this question here. Now these first three questions are really just to prepare you to answer this question, which is, what do you think the darker and lighter parts of the map mean? How do you know? What part of the country experiences the most hail? Okay, these first three questions are really to prepare you to answer this fourth question, which is the most important. All right, focus most of your energy on this question, thinking about what this map really means and what it's telling us. The second map that we're going to look at is this one right here, which is looking at the maximum pellet size. So that is, how big is that piece of hail, okay? The question is, look at the pellet size map. What do you notice about the hailstorm's pellet size? So for this question, you're just looking at this map and saying, what does this map mean? What do you know about pellet size from this map? The second question asks you to look at the data table. Did the hail fall during the morning, afternoon, or evening? So this data table right here, that information came from a weather station that looks like this. Now the data table doesn't tell you exactly when the hail was. You're going to have to extrapolate or figure out that information based on the time here. So you can see the time of day. And from the temperature, humidity, and wind speed, when do you think the hail was happening? Okay? So look at this data and try and figure out whether you think the hail fell during the morning, afternoon, and evening. You also need to say how you know and describe at least two pieces of evidence that you looked at in order to figure that out. Okay? And that's all for today. I hope it goes well, and I'll see you in office hours. Bye!